10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, am I doing this part too?
Oh, I thought you were.
I'm in YouTube. I'm just looking at something, and nothing happened. So I'm like, okay, all right.
Oh goodness. Oh, gotta love it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were doing it still. Okay. All right. We're all discombobulated. We are.
Oh my God. Do we need to start it again?
Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast. This is episode, oh my goodness, 298.
Damn.
We are closing in on that 300. We have not talked about what we're going to do for 300 whatsoever. So we got to figure that out. But we thank you so much for listening tonight. Everything you would like to know about the show, you can go to gigeconomyshow.com. So I think I would know that by now.
Yeah.
Tonight, we're going to be talking about Uber wants your returns now, lawsuits, as always. That's a weekly thing. Uber makes a deal with Lucid, and we're talking about gig economy reality. So say good night. Say hello to my good friend and co-host, Mr. Jason. Jason, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. A little discombobulated right now.
That's okay.
But it's all good.
That's good. Yeah, doing good. Didn't do any gig work. I see you hadn't done anything either. I promised that I was going to come out, but then I worked a long day on Saturday and decided that I didn't want to go out after 10 and a half hours.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all, man. I did go out on Saturday. It was kind of slow, nothing exciting to talk about there. So we will move along.
Okay.
All right. So moving on to gig economy in the news. Jason's going to do our first story tonight, talking about some Uber Eats.
Yeah. So Uber Eats, as you know, just like anything, has started to do returns, which I don't know why a lot of these apps haven't started this, because people are lazy.
Yes.
Including me. And depending on, I don't mind returning stuff because I want the refund, right?
Sure.
So I am going to do it. But depending on the price, it might be worth my while. But starting Friday, Uber Eats will launch the returns in the Uber Eats app for the first for an on-demand delivery industry. Customers will now be able to send back eligible retail items purchased on Uber Eats and receive a refund. So that's one of the big things. It's just from if you bought it through Uber Eats. So yeah, you can just with a tap send your item back without even leaving your home, and you just go to your order history, tap the return item. They select the item and you tell them why they're returning it. Obviously, the item must be eligible and fits the store returns policy. Then tap returned it for the courier to finish. Once the courier has picked up the item, Uber Eats instantly processes a refund. Return fees are calculated based on the courier's time and distance. So there we go. What are we getting paid?
Yeah.
Obviously, if the customer would rather return the item themselves, they have the option to do that. So at the initial launch, returns will be for like thousands of places, Best Buy, Dick's, PetSmart. Yeah. And then this says with their send items featuring Uber Courier, the customer can also have a courier pick up one's prepaid and sealed packages. So this is what I'm talking about, up to 5 at a time, and drop them off at a local post office. So kind of a cool thing. Again, I don't know why it hasn't gone to that quicker.
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, they're always looking for new revenue streams, new ways to get more people to stay in their environment, in their ecosystem. And that just seems like a natural thing for them to do. If you're going to deliver stuff, you can pick it up just as easy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be the same kind of, well, I don't know. Like, maybe it will be cheaper because, I mean, if it costs you $40 to get, whatever, your baseball glove delivered from Dick's, I mean, is it going to cost $40 to return it? And in that case, which would be dumb. That's a dumb question, I guess I should say. But what I'm saying is, if the driver's getting paid, maybe Uber's not. Well, here's one for you. I was like, maybe Uber's not taking a cut, but like,
oh, come on, what have you been smoking today? Come on.
I just don't know how it's going to be like financially like worth it.
Yeah, how's it feasible? In order for it to be profitable, how's that going to work? But I guess if people will pay, $30 to have their cheeseburger delivered, and, they'll pay $10-15 to have their baseball glove delivered.
Yeah,
back.
I guess. I mean, but I would think all of them would be jumping on this. And we talked about, I swear, Larry, like DoorDash had done something like this, but like, I don't know. It's just like we talk about this stuff and then it just goes away. And maybe it's because we talk about it and it's in a select market and it's small and they're testing it. And then we just don't hear about it until it goes like nationwide or whatever.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot. They have these test markets where they try this stuff out and kind of try to work the kinks out, and they, figure out how much people are willing to pay. I'm sure they tweak the prices and see, how much it affects business and all that kind of stuff before they roll it out. It's a lot easier to make changes, I would assume, in just, a few select markets, and if you're trying to do it nationwide. But yeah, again, it's just another way for them to expand their reach to get you, to think of their app first whenever you need anything. They want to be everything to you. They want you to do as much as possible within their ecosystem, within their app, to keep you as a customer. And, they're making a little bit off of all of it. So,
yeah. I think one of the things that's interesting about them doing the other stuff, like the prepaid labels, is like the postal service will come to your house and pick it up for free. So it's like, it makes me want to, I almost exclusively ship through the postal service because I don't think, maybe FedEx will, but UPS, I don't think they will. You have to like either be a member of their like whatever their tier for $20 a month. You're part of
our business account,
something like that. UPS won't do it. So I'm like, I exclusively use the postal service because I print it out for my computer. I schedule it from there, and I just throw it on the porch. Or if it's small enough, I throw it in the mailbox. Like, why even drive? So I'm surprised. Like I said, UPS, to compete, they lost the Amazon account. So like, you're gonna have to do something to pick up the slack for the revenue.
Yeah, I mean, they just keep raising the stamp prices. That's not going to cut it.
It's funny. I heard someone talking about like just raise the stamp price to $5.
Yeah,
$5 a stamp, because I'm still going to buy the stamps. People are still going to have to buy them. Like, if you want to make money, what are you going to do? You think people are just going to not mail stuff? And I rarely mail stuff, honestly. Let's be frank. But if I did, I would pay it, right? Because that's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to. There's not really much way around it. But we don't mail a lot anymore either. We were paying our lawn care people because they were taking checks, and then that was the only thing. That was the only thing I was even writing a check for anymore. And last year, toward the end of the year, like one of our checks got lost in the mail or something. So he'd texted me. He's like, "Hey, we didn't get paid for this." I'm like, "Dude, I put that in the mail." So I'm like, "Have y'all ever thought about taking credit cards?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we take credit cards. Just have to set you up." I was like, "Man, they never mention."
Well, they don't want you to because
I know it takes away from them. They got to pay the charge, but I was like, "Yeah, I definitely want to get set up on the card, so it's just I don't have to worry about this happening again." Because I don't trust. Hardly put things in the mail. I
mean, probably happens a lot more than we know, but it's not really happened to me. I can't think of offhand, but honestly, if I'm going to send a check, I do it on my online banking thing, and I don't even have to, I paid the irrigation guy to come turn my shit on. I just get online, my bank, and, so it's crazy that we still even, I mean, would anyone care if they just stopped delivering mail? No one would care, other than like the packages. Like, we obviously have to, packages are never going away. Right. I mean, I can firmly say that, it's only going to get busier, but today I got 4 pieces of mail. It was all junk mail.
Yeah. Mine's almost always junk mail. I turned on, I think I mentioned this. I turned on or signed up for this service where you get you get an email every day and it shows you
Yep,
what you're getting in
I
the
got
mail
that.
day. The only reason I got it is when I was on federal jury duty, I was afraid I was going to miss it,
Okay.
or something. And which is weird. I never did get called for
Really?
3 months. Yeah, 3 months. Never got anything. But I was worried that, hey, I missed it or something. So that's why I had that turned on. My son had mentioned it to me. I forget what we were talking about now.
We were talking about junk mail.
Yeah. So yeah, literally, I mean, every now and then we'll get like a medical bill, something like that. But man, yeah, everything else is just.
The only thing I do the excited about is like when I get stuff in the mail, like I'm waiting for a package and I can see it. Other than that, the mail can F off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, moving on, Larry.
Yeah, so this video is a little rough. This one we probably should give a trigger warning. This is a little rough to watch. So this is a delivery driver, and this is it's a good reminder for all of us to always pay attention. Be aware of your surroundings. It's easy to get caught up, especially if you got earbuds in or something like that. You're not paying attention, and so we'll play this and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, it's a little rough at first.
On delivery driver steps out of her truck preparing to drop off a package, but in an instant, everything changes. A car slams into her, packages flying into the air. As the driver speeds away, the woman is left lying in the street.
Heartless. It sounded hard. It was very hard.
Stephanie Garcia says she arrived just moments after the crash.
I see the package in the middle of the street, broken, her hat in the other side, and her laying on the ground, not able to move. She was just moving her hands. I guess she was texting her boss or her family.
The hit and run happened last week near Southwest 20th Street and 140th Place in Southwest Miami-Dade. Neighbors say speeding along this street is nothing new.
Typically, an officer tries to stop and give them a ticket because of speeding, or they go through the stop sign without stopping.
We actually,
for our audio listeners, yeah, this delivery driver, she gets out of her van on the passenger side door, and as she's walking around the front of her van to cross the street, a car comes flying down from her left. And when she steps out, this car just plows into her and she goes flying. I mean, that car was moving pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like a 10, 15 mile an hour bump. I mean, they were moving and she went flying.
Yeah, it's a good reminder to look both ways. I mean, it's silly to do that. And I remember when I was at UPS, I can't remember the exact thing that they talked about, but like they were so adamant on like looking left, looking right. And I do feel like even for my kids on the bus, it is interesting to watch kids get off because some of them definitely do.
Yeah.
But I should really, I'm a third-year driver, so I'm kind of learning, thinking about things as I go over time. But even though I have like the little stop sign to let them go, they should still look left when they're crossing and look right.
Oh,
they just bolt across.
Yeah.
And these are, I think the youngest I crossed is a second grader, but some of it is residential. And if they're busy, we don't cross them. But still, I mean, there's a curve coming and people book down. It's 25. They're doing 40.
Yeah.
And he needs to start looking left and right. But, like I said, it's just super important. You learn that. But she obviously sounds like she was distracted and texting her boss or something. And
yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was weird. The girl's like, yeah, she's laying on the ground. Her only thing moving were her hands. I think she was texting somebody. I was like, I just got the shit knocked out of me by a car. That's the last thing I'm gonna be worried about is nothing right that second.
I honestly think the training is so in depth with UPS because they want to be safe, but they also want to be like, well, we fucking trained you and you walked out in front of the car, and then and the union gets involved and all that stuff. But
yeah, and I don't know if she was wearing earbuds or anything, but it's super easy to get distracted when you have earbuds on. You get lost in that music or that podcast. You don't hear cars coming. Oh man, but it didn't really say what her condition was. Hopefully she is okay and recuperated and back to work.
The one thing I still struggle with, and I have to like constantly tell myself, is when I'm going down the steps, like if I'm doing a flex route or whatever, like don't be on your phone when you're walking down the steps. The second you get down, get back on, look on what's your next stop.
Yeah, but pay attention when you're going down the steps.
Because at least once a week I'll step off a step wrong and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. You're messing, looking on that phone, trying to multitask, and that step's like either, it's longer, a little longer than you thought, or shorter than you thought, and you hit it weird and throws you off balance. And it doesn't take but one of those, man. You can,
Yeah, you can,
I mean, break your hip.
Yeah, I'm 50 now. Like I twist my ankle and I'm going to be in traction for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, a lot of physical therapy there, man.
For sure.
All right. Yeah, so we've talked about, we've done the thirsty goose. Let's see, what else did we do? We've done Gatorade bottles. We've done all sorts of different things, but this story takes it to a whole new level. So
yeah, and if you're in the chat, definitely vote. It says, would you buy a car that had a built-in toilet? That's what this is about. 2 votes for heck no, that's gross. I'll put my vote in. I'm voting number 1. I'll be honest with you. So I want this. So Chinese, the Chinese car market has really come under, not fire. What am I trying to say? It's become more like in our news recently, especially with EVs, because they are just killing it over there with EVs. Like they are light years ahead of, as far as like they swap
some
out
of their
batteries. What's that?
Some of that their tech is really cool.
Yeah, I mean they're swapping out batteries in 20 seconds, and you go and it's fully charged and so on. So, so this is about this Chinese car maker. I'm not going to pronounce it. Has been granted for a patent what's called an in-vehicle toilet that slides under a passenger seat. Oh, passenger seats.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sucks. What about the driver? I read. I was like, fuck. Does this thing come out? That would be dangerous, though. You're taking a squash while you got your foot on the gas. Slides under a passenger seat for visits to the loo while on the road. The feature is meant to satisfy users' toilet needs on long journeys while camping or while staying in the car. They have not announced if they'll be made yet, but they did apply for a patent. So it did say that there's a lot of competition for these cars, and so people are trying to set themselves apart to make more profit. It says, and also it says these Chinese vehicles have become increasingly packed with unconventional features like built-in massage seats. I mean, I don't hate that. Karaoke systems and a fridge. I don't hate the fridge either.
Nope. I mean, the karaoke.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're driving a lot, a little mini fridge is amazing. Like if I could drop. If I, let's say I drive to our trip in June, if I could drop 3 or 4 drinks in a nice fridge, and that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, you just wonder where is all this going in these cars? Where are you going to put a little mini fridge?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, if it's a small car, it'd be tough to fit that in. But so the patent
under the glove box or something.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's a two can cooler, that's not going to take a lot. So it says the patent fill shows plans for the onboard toilet that slides out from the bottom of the passenger seat with a push or through voice activated commands. The loo will come with a fan and an exhaust pipe to channel odors out of the car, according to the filing. Waste is collected in a tank that has to be emptied manually. The toilet also features a rotating heat element that evaporates the urine and dries other waste. When not in use, the toilet is concealed beneath the seat, making full use of the space inside the car without requiring more room. So,
yeah, I mean, it's almost like a little camping toilet. It sounds like, but. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to, like I said, if they're trying to differentiate themselves from all these other car makers, that's certainly does the job.
Well, it's funny. I recently was looking online and wanted to see what kind of mini fridge I could put in my bus. Like, I guess you can get a cooler, but the cooler is you gotta. So I mean, obviously on like a one road trip, it's fine, whatever. But you gotta replenish the cooling, the ice or the pads or whatever.
Right.
But I think Steve, you could just get Igloo cooler. Like, I think Bubba Sue meant take a shit in. No. So, but yeah, I've recently looked at it. I think it's a feature that I think people would really like. I don't know. Not the toilet. Yeah, they do have plug-in coolers, but I'm saying something a little bit more like built into the car.
Yeah.
My cooler runs off my battery. A traveler said, mini fridge in your butt. What? I think you missed the article. The Chinese manufacturer is talking about installing a toilet on the passenger side that you can pee and take a dookie in. I thought it was the driver. Like, now I don't want this because then
it's got to be something that you're done like when you're doing, like if you're camping or if you're. I mean, you can do it on a long road trip too, but obviously, definitely not on the driver's side.
Well, the whole point. That's why I was excited about it. I think I'm going to take my vote back to heck no, because then, like, if I'm by myself, I can. If there's some smells here and there, like, I'm fine. But if I got to drive and the passenger's taking a shit next to me, can you imagine? Can you imagine the skits from Saturday Night Live from this? Like, I think they need to make something right now. Like, I should send them an article. I'm like, this would be a hilarious skit. Like, your friend's taking a dump in the car while you're driving down the road. Like,
I mean, put that in. Yeah, try to make some extra tips while you're out doing rideshare. Advertise that. Hey, been in the bar drinking, man. I know you got to take a piss.
I mean, okay. So take back the toilet. They have to come up with something that for men that you can just pee in and it just drains out. I mean, yeah, you could rig something up, but I mean something that's like a little bit more sophisticated than just like a funnel and a hose that goes through your floorboard. Drains out the bottom.
Just have a little hole in your floorboard there. little drain just drains right out.
I did see TikTok where a guy had a funnel and it did like it was like a service van.
Yeah.
So he would pee in the van and it would just run out the bottom and all good. So
yeah, I could have done that in my very first vehicle, man. It had rust holes in the floorboard. You could literally see the road. Yeah, it was a 67 Mustang. I love that car, but it had some decent sized holes. So
right.
You could see the road underneath you.
Steve says, think of if you were in an accident while taking a dump, girl. Oh yeah. I mean, even the pee. I mean, my Gatorade bottle, if I take a driver's side impact, the EMS is going to be like, fuck this dude. It smells like piss in here. He can just die.
He's just going to die.
Fuck him.
Oh, goodness.
All right, moving on. I'd love for you to join our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/the-gig-econ-podcast. Extra podcast a week. Exclusive piece of merch. You get the show ad-free, Bubba Sue. And then you also get, what else do you get? Oh, you get the pre-show ramble. So check that out. It's really important for us to keep things going. It helps us pay the bills. So go to patreon.com/the-gig-econ-podcast. Bubba Sue, how many ads have you gotten? I know I when I set up the show today, I put low ads, so I was just curious I was
wondering about that.
If how many she got. Although she did get one right during that video. I'm like, of course. Another alternative is we could go to Twitch. Now, Twitch puts out ads too, but you can use your Prime account as a subscription, and it doesn't cost you anything, and then it gets rid of the ads. You only can use one per creator, though. So, like, I follow somebody on Twitch, and I use mine, but if I did somebody else, I would have to pay $5 a month. So, just a thought. We do stream to Twitch.
So we still want to figure out what changed. Something had to change.
Something had to change. So just one right now. That's pretty good because the last time I think I counted 18 when I went back through the video. I counted the marks and it was 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fuck that. All right. So where are we at?
Okay. Let's see. I think we're on the commercial insurance.
Yeah, I think this is what this is. You may be able to correct me once it goes up, but I thought that's what I...
Yeah, so it says priority readers. This was I guess one of those in-app notifications that you get from Uber. It says you could have earned $14,410 extra based on the trips in your last 12 months. It says earn more money per mile with your own commercial permits and insurance policy. Sign up today, and you'll receive a commercial supplement for each mile with a passenger on eligible rides once you're approved. I wonder what the eligible rides are. I can't
Well,
read
yeah,
this.
there you
That's
go.
too small. It's not at the bottom. I can't
Oh
read
God, I can't read that shit either.
Yeah, so it says same trips, more cash. So earn a supplement for every mile on rides you're already taking. Let's see. No limit on how many trips or miles can qualify. So do that for driving or doing deliveries, either one. So yeah, I mean, this makes sense. I don't know what they're going to offer people as a supplement, but the amount they're having to pay for insurance on the drivers is substantial, I'm sure. So obviously, it's going to save them money.
The fine print, I brought it up on my computer and zoomed it in. It says the commercial supplement is an additional earnings opportunity for drivers with commercial permits. It's not a reimbursement for the costs associated with the permits, insurance, or any other similar expenses, and will not equal those costs. The commercial supplement applies to UberX, UberX Share, UberX Priority, Uber XL, Comfort XL, Uber Green, which is fucking bullshit because Uber Green doesn't even exist anymore. Uber Pet. So that's what it says.
Okay.
So explain it to me again. You're basically earning more. Dumb it down. I was kind of trying to do something else.
I mean, from what it sounds like to me, it's just like a bonus on top. Just since like if I had my own commercial insurance, I guess they wouldn't be responsible if I get in a wreck with a passenger. So I imagine it would be my insurance that would.
That's all that. But how are you earning more money then?
Well, they're going to pay more per mile. They're going to pay more per trip. So
I see.
Every trip you make, it's just like the EV bonus they used to do. You make so much more or higher level rides. So they're going to pay a bonus. But they even said it in the small print there. This is not intended to cover the amount it's going to cost you for the insurance. So it's going to save them money. It's probably going to cost.
Well, I think this is actually a smart move on Uber's thing because it's going to encourage people that do private rides to be more likely to be like, I'm slow. I'm going to go on Uber because I'm going to make a little bit more than I would before. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm not going to go out and get commercial insurance just for this.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah. And, if you're doing this full time, it would certainly be something to explore. Not so much if you're, part-time like most of us.
Right. So Steve, interesting. I saw that article and I couldn't understand it. I couldn't figure it out, so I didn't put it on the show. But is that like a cryptocurrency that they're offering as a payout? Is that you can get paid? I thought you could pay for your food that way, but I didn't know they were paying out drivers with it. So did you read up on that all, Larry?
I did not investigate that one. I saw it, but I did not investigate into it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't either. I could not figure it out because I'm stupid.
Yeah, I'm guessing stable coins that they call them, the stable coins are usually based on something. They're not going to fluctuate in price like Bitcoin as much. So it's based on something. Not obviously probably not the gold standard or anything like that, but usually that's kind of
interesting.
Big point is that they're not as they don't fluctuate as much.
Yep, stablecoins are cryptocurrencies designed to maintain a stable value by pegging to assets like the U.S. dollar, providing a low volatility digital medium for payments. How stablecoins work: stablecoins maintain a 1-to-1 value with a reserve asset like a U.S. dollar and held in custody by the issuer. So when an issuer deposits $1 with the issuer, they receive one stable coin. Redemption users can return the token to the issuer to receive the dollar back, keeping the price pegged. I don't like saying pegged. It makes my butthole uncomfortable. Yeah. Blockchain integration, they exist on ledgers. Okay, this is where. So if
it starts getting deep in there,
yeah, I mean,
talking about the blockchain, that can get hairy real quick, but yeah, I think it's just the speed of payment is the drawing point.
Yeah, enables instant, low-cost, 24/7 cross-border payments. Interesting. Seems shady, like Steve said. It's so illegal account can get paid easier. Probably. I just don't understand the 1-to-1. Like, this is fuck. It's got to be a scam. Like, I don't know. It's just it worries me a little bit, that stuff. I mean, I know I sound old, but like, I mean, I don't know. All right.
It's got to be a scam. I don't understand it, so it's got to be a scam.
It's got to be a scam.
All right. Oh, goodness. All right. Moving on. Let's see. Believe it or not, we're going to talk about a lawsuit with, let's see, Uber.
Yeah. So this is, it's kind of piggybacking off the ones that we talked before. And it's huge because I want to bring this up, but basically Uber got sued for another action by a driver. This one wasn't as a sexual assault. They ended up awarding $5,000 because basically the driver tried to did grab the inner thigh of a passenger as she was leaving the front seat. Now this is in North Carolina, and that makes a difference because fuck you, AP. Let's see, where did I see something like that? This is why I highlight stuff. Okay, the judge presiding over the group of lawsuits ruled that Uber was a common carrier under North Carolina law and was thus liable for the driver's action. Breyer and Uber holds itself out to the public as transportation provider through its advertising and control its exerts over Uber rides and the safety of its passengers. North Carolina could have explicitly exempted Uber and other rideshare providers from its common carrier liability, as Florida and Texas have, but did not, he said. So, Her said that means North Carolina generally only had to decide whether whether the attack happened. So that's why it's like an open and shut case. So it sounds like states that have this, whatever this is, they're going to, people are going to try to sue. I don't know. I mean, we've said that this is such an important thing, and I think that Uber should be liable for this stuff. The problem is the driver denied doing it, and the person didn't call the police until at all. And then 3 years later, the lawsuit came about. So it's like, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it. And sometimes sexual, that kind of stuff, people don't want to talk about it. But I would be pissed if in Uber's position being like, I mean, it's 5K, right? What's his name? Shits 5K every morning, So it's not a big deal. But I would be frustrated, be like, hey, they didn't even bring it up. They didn't even say anything on the app. They didn't call the police or anything. And now all of a sudden we got to pay $5K because the law in North Carolina basically says that, they just have to prove that it happened, not who's liable. So I don't know.
Yeah. Can you imagine if all of a sudden you get a subpoena for somebody's accused you doing something
I know.
as a driver 3 years ago?
Right. I mean, I guess as a driver, you would know if you did that but I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen. It probably did because guys are fucking dirtballs.
Yeah.
But it would be frustrating, especially if I was on like I said, I mean, fuck Uber, but they'd be like, what the fuck? This was 3 years ago. The guy's probably dead. No, obviously he wasn't. He was in the courtroom, but the guy probably didn't even drive for Uber anymore.
And yeah, that's, and if it happened, which like you said, it probably did, I'm glad they got awarded something.
I'm just excited that Uber got the end of it. That they got in trouble for it. So
yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see if they keep losing these kind of judgments, what are they going to do? I
mean, the other one was huge. I mean, that was like an $8.5 million one or some shit like that. That's a sizable amount of money.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that will start adding up pretty quick.
Steve is such a hater. He's like, Uber breaks laws globally. Well, yeah, we know that. Do you still do gig work, Steve, or do you just and DoorDash is now officially an MLM scam? I love Steve. He gets so worked up. Oh, you should watch his TikToks. Oh man, he gets ranty. All right.
Yeah. So moving on. Next story. So this, they did I guess they interviewed a bunch of DoorDash drivers, and these are 12 the top 12 restaurants, I guess, from the survey that DoorDash drivers say they hate picking up from. Any guesses on what the number one was?
I looked at them. I'd be curious what the audience, what your Steve, I can't with him. What do you think is number one for the place that drivers hate to pick up from? I'm just curious.
Yeah, and I'm trying to look over here. Let's see. I think they just presented the 12. I'm not even sure these are in any order.
Let's see.
No. Yeah, no, I don't know.
They just said, yeah. Well, honestly, I thought when I saw number one, I was like, that tracks. I hate fucking picking up there. And it's Wingstop.
Yeah, Wingstop.
I bet it has to do with filling the drinks, although it doesn't say that.
Yeah, no, it says the main issue that they complain about is the time it takes for an order to be prepared. Which is a very common thing through almost every one of these. 12,
okay.
Is having to wait for the food to be delivered. I know they mentioned on Five Guys, like they won't drop people are saying they won't start the fries until you arrive at the restaurant because they don't want them, to be cold.
Right. Popeyes is number 3, Bubba Sue. I don't think KFC's on here.
No,
I don't think they do enough delivery business.
Yeah. I've not, I used to deliver. I've never delivered from Wingstop, but I have from KFC several times.
Well, I stopped. Have you? I don't think I've ever delivered from KFC. I stopped with Wingstop. It always took forever, and again, I will fill the pops. I'm not. We've talked about this to the ends of the earth. I will fill the pops, but they for sure are ones that you have to like. Really? It's no question.
Not an option.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll just run through these. Number 1 was Wingstop, and number 2 is Wendy's. we'll read some of the comments. People were complaining about messy bags, spaced out workers, and just overall called Wendy's miserable. 3, like I said, was Popeyes. Again, it was waiting for orders. Taco Bell. Taco Bell's on there, McDonald's on there, and the two, I guess the biggest complaints we had about that is, at a certain time of the night, they shut down the lobby and you have to go through the drive-thru, so you get stuck.
Oh,
and it takes forever. So that was 4 and 5. Five Guys, again, is talking about having to wait for the fries. So they refuse to make your order till you get there. So that's going to take you some time. Number 7's Outback. Again, wait time, the biggest complaint. IHOP was number 8. Number 9 was the Cheesecake Factory, which we don't have. We have the closest one here is in Nashville, so I don't have to worry about that one. But that humongous menu that they have, oh my gosh. That menu is crazy. Number 10 is Panda Express. Number 11 is Arby's, and number 12 is Whataburger. And again, almost every one of them, people were complaining about the time is definitely the biggest thing. Having to wait on orders every time they go there. Fast
tip. What am I trying to say? The Cheesecake Factory makes everything from scratch. They're the only ones that don't. I mean, they obviously have Cisco or whatever to get their ingredients, but they don't. It's not frozen. They make everything from scratch. And that most places that you get cheesecake at come from the Cheesecake Factory. Like when they're selling it as their own, it's coming from the Cheesecake Factory. Also, I'm going to drop a YouTube link. This was really interesting. I actually watched like a 20-minute video on TikTok about a week ago. It's about Wendy's restaurant, the rise and fall.
Really?
And it's really interesting what is going on with Wendy's right now, and it's just interesting to see what they've done wrong and I love that shit. I will watch videos for a long time on that, and this is just a YouTube because we're in YouTube, but I think this is the same guy. Yeah, he posted this 1 month ago. Yes, it is because he had a sponsor on the video. So yeah, this is the same guy I saw on TikTok, but it's interesting.
Okay.
I love that stuff where you can so this is what happened to the restaurant over the last 20 years. That's interesting.
Yeah, like the movie about Ray Kroc. That was interesting.
Love that too. And it just kind of talks about like what is going on, like because Wendy's is they're closing restaurants. They're kind of taking a dump, and it's like, what is happening? Because even 5 years ago, I felt like Wendy's was doing great, but apparently not so much anymore. So,
No.
We're doing Waymo now. You remember how to hit that button? I hope
in the news.
Oh, look at you.
Here's a clip, and then we will discuss.
Did the shit we did within the we got 3 Waymos that think the light fucking red. Look at this shit. This fucking. We can't even get around this shit. Car right there. We can't even goddamn move, bro. We cannot move, bro. Man. The Waymos think the light red, bro. You supposed to yield to this shit. Man.
Okay, so for audio listeners, this was in Atlanta. So it's a 3-lane road. There's 3 Waymos all next to each other, and they're coming up, and there's a flashing red light. It's not a stoplight; it's just a flashing red light. We've all seen those, but the Waymos don't know how to comprehend that or don't know how to process that, apparently, because they're not moving. Of course, all these people were walking around taking these videos. They're all standing in front of the Waymos too, so that's another reason.
Why are black people are so much funnier than white people? I love hearing him talk, and he's just yucking it up and shit. Traveler.
Yeah.
They think it's a school bus because it's blinking red. No, they'd run that.
They would blow right by it if they thought it was a school bus, man.
Yeah, you're right. I noticed that too. They were walking in front of it. I was like, well, give it, who knows? You never know when the video starts. They could have been sitting there for like 3 minutes in this.
Yeah. They probably were. I'm sure they didn't just hop out of the car like the second, 5 seconds after they're sitting there. But they're obviously not going to go anywhere when you got, all these people walking in front of them. But
right.
Yeah.
God, we see so much shit from Waymo. Like it's nonstop. Like, come on.
I really wanted to just drive down to Nashville this weekend just to take a Waymo ride. I really do.
Maybe, you can get a shitty ride there and then do it there. And then, I don't know, just for at least you get paid a little bit.
Possibility. Yeah, that's a possibility. I'll still get offered Nashville trips. I just don't take them anymore.
Right.
It's so wild how things have flipped, man. That used to be like, loved getting a long ride, man. Day was made, if you got a long ride. And now you're like, hell no.
You had your cake way longer than everyone else, though.
I'm not complaining, man.
Yeah, you are. You're saying.
I did not complain. I said it's just funny thinking back how it used to be.
Okay. Yeah. No, it is. It's
reminiscing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like you just got changed like less than a year ago, right? And it's been for like 3-4 years for us here. I swear to God. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. The Waymos are just fucking up. So
yeah, definitely want to go down and try to take a ride pretty soon.
Yeah, you should do it just for the show.
Yeah, just for some content. All right, Jason, lift fee is capped at 30% monthly.
Yeah, so they had a guarantee as you remember that that they were only going to take 70%, and it was hard for people to read it because it was confusing. So what they're changing, we're capping lips list fee at 30% each month. Each month guaranteed. So it used to be you were guaranteed. They're like flipped it, right? So that didn't it say you were guaranteed 70%, and that's how they presented it. Right.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they've changed it so many times.
Yeah. So now they flipped it the other way. We're committing that Lyft total fee will never exceed 30% of what passengers pay in a month. The Lyft fee will continue to include key essentials like safety tech, driver support as before. Now it'll also include all rider payment transaction fees, including credit card processing. The 30% cap is a ceiling, not a target. On average, our fee is around 14%. We expect that to remain true. While several factors like demand or ride type can affect the Lyft fee per ride, you'll automatically be made whole when the month ends if we exceed the new cap. So we're simplifying what you see deducted. External fees are required costs set by outside parties, blah, 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 beyond our control. So the category will now include only 3 items: insurance, taxes, and government fees. And there is a screenshot that I didn't share, but it has kind of like a graph of like how much the fee was, how much the government fees, insurance, and then your earnings, which I like. And that's, that's the thing too. That was always the biggest issue is transparency and figuring it out. I said, fuck it. It was so complicated. I was just like, okay, just stick it in there. Talk about pegging, and it's just one of those things that I just didn't care anymore.
Yeah. Transparency does go a long way. And that's, it's like a lot of things. As long as you can deal with it and you can figure out, is this what I want? Do I want to continue doing this or not? But when they convolute things so much and you're trying to do all these mental gymnastics every time you're getting a ride offer out there, and then even at the end of the week, when you have time to look at it, you start looking at it and you're like, you can't even understand it. You got to have a mathematics degree or something to figure all this out. And, the more transparent they can be, obviously the greater that the, gig workers are going to like it.
One thing that I always wondered, and I've never looked into it that much because it's so complicated. So if you have a ride from A to B and it's 3 miles and the insurance is, let's say, $4, whatever, does the insurance, I'd be curious if that same ride, but a surge amount, is that same insurance stay at $4, or is it, you know what I mean? This is where I always wonder. It's like, why is the insurance cost going up? It should be the exact same. It's 4 miles from A to B, just happened to be busier, so y'all bump the price up. Is that staying the same? So that's where I kind of would like somebody like Steve or the rideshare guy or even Levi would dig into that and really look at the numbers and see if that is truly what's happening or they're fucking us.
Yeah. So we'll just throw a challenge out there to all those people you mentioned. If somebody wants to do that and do all the work for us, we would really appreciate it.
Well, I mean, it's going to be like the work. They're going to do all the work. And I'll be like, yeah. And then I'll say, this is be our content with it. Yeah. See, I fucking told you. And then that's it.
We knew it. Yeah, that's it.
Next story.
We'll make them do 3 months worth of work and we'll spend about 15 seconds on
it. Right. Before we move on, I want to talk about Drift. And Larry turned us on to Drift. And it is a car freshener. And you can get half off your first month. And then we get a free month. And Larry and I decided, well, I'll do what am I trying to alternate? So if I get a free month and I get 2 free months, I'm just gonna send Larry the money. So that's how we're gonna alternate to it. But check it out, it's fucking dope. I got the Slate one, and next week I'll bring it in for me. But I got the Slate one. It's like a stone, and it's a magnet to a like a little visor. It's super dope. It smells amazing. It lasts a long time. Bubba Sue says she loves it. I don't even take rideshare people, and I freaking love it.
It is wonderful. I've mentioned this over the years. Last time I get so many compliments from people. They get in like, oh my God, your car smells amazing. They've gotten in so many Uber cars that smell horrible. And it's funny though, me and Jason have talked about this. You'll get used to it.
Yes.
And when you're the driver, you'll get used to it and you're like, oh my God, it's gone. But then like my wife will get in, she's like, oh my God, your car smells so good. I'm like, I can't even smell it anymore. It's so funny how we get so used to things, but we do.
When I first got it, the first 3 weeks,
yeah,
I smelled it every time I got in, and now I don't. Well, I just got my new one today, but so you can get the stone one or the wood one. The stone one is a little bit more, I found out. Yeah. So it is not super cheap, but it is worth it if you do rideshare. And you can push it out for 2 months, 3 months, get one every month. But check it out. The link is in the description. I don't know why I waited so long on it because it's great. So, all right.
So next up, we're going to play this little 20-second video. This is about a DoorDasher who gets a little spooked as he's making his delivery.
When DoorDashing almost goes wrong.
Oh, shit, boy, that shit scared the shit. I'm sorry.
As for our audio listeners, guys going to make a DoorDash delivery, getting ready to put it on their porch right in front of their car. And as he leans down, he jumps back, and there's a little tiny frog that's sitting on the mat. But it's one of those things when you're not expecting it and you don't know what it is. I can totally understand, jumping like that.
Yeah.
And after he realized what it was, he was fine. He didn't have any trouble with it. But yeah, especially if it would have moved, I think that would have really got his attention.
Yeah. Someday I hope I go viral from a ring cam, because I'll do that too. I'll drop a MF or a JC, like if I get scared or whatever, like I'll just do it. And I'm like, man, someday I'll be on there. Like, look at this.
Wouldn't that be cool? We're looking for stories for the show
my
one
God.
day, and we come across ourselves on somebody's ring doorbell.
I would die.
I would love it.
I would love
hilarious.
it. Yes, I would promote the shit out of that, because you just never know, and it does happen. I mean, you just get scared. God, what really scares me is when I would do those, and I didn't do a lot of them, but those early morning 4 a.m. ones.
Yeah,
I remember one time a guy. I'm not kidding you, Larry. It's 3:45. This bro is on the porch, moves a little bit. I'm like, I wasn't up there yet. I'm like saying to myself, I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is he doing out at 3:45 in the morning? Probably drunk or something. I'm like, there you go.
Your soul leaves your body a little bit there.
Right. Like, you're not expecting it. Like, I just don't live that life of, I mean, I can't imagine. I can't remember the last time I stayed up till 3:45 in the morning, other than if I was doing rideshare, like just hanging out on the porch. Like, I don't know. Maybe he's a third shifter or something like that. But
yeah. When you're not expecting stuff like that, oh man, yeah, it will get you.
Yeah, it'll shit your pants.
Unless you have, that's where you need the in-car toilet.
Well, yeah, I don't think I'd be able to hold it until I get there.
Probably not. All right, so this is a Waymo story, but not really related to taking passenger or anything. This is Waymo has partnered up with most of you are familiar with the GPS app Waze. So Waymo and Waze, they're both owned by Google, or owned by the Alphabet, which is the company that owns Google. And so they're going to use them as a way to report potholes in a lot of the cities. So they're going to start it out as a trial in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Austin, and Atlanta. It says they've already started it, and I think, what does it say on here? They've already reported approximately 500 potholes in those 5 cities, and it's just started recently. So, it's these cars are out here, going to be out here driving all the time. Might as well make some good use out of all this driving. Cities are always asking people to report things because they're like, well, we don't know about it. We can't fix it if we don't know about it, right? So yeah, this should be interesting to see how well this works. But I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, it is. It is. The potholes are just,
especially I'm sure especially up there. I tell you what, man, St. Louis, where my son lives, their downtown is horrible.
Is it?
It will wreck your car.
It's so interesting. So on one of our main drags through town, instead of like having a pothole in the middle, they cracked at the lanes. So like you got 3 lanes. So right down the middle, it was so bad you couldn't change lanes, and they actually just patched it today. But they didn't crack in like a normal pothole. I mean, it was like a hole, but it was just like lengthwise.
Yeah.
So
that is weird.
Isn't that strange? Like, it's almost like when they were pouring it or putting it down or whatever was right there was a weakness. But yeah, all the way down, maybe like a mile, they had to like patch basically the whole thing. And they were big enough where they just don't put the little seal on it. They had to bring out a roller. They had like a crew running the last couple days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. I have an app on my phone. It's one of the news stations in St. Louis. So I get news that pops up on my phone about St. Louis, just with my son living there, and picked up one the other day. And there's I forget the highway number, but it's a bridge you cross over from Illinois, across the Mississippi River into St. Louis. And like this 8-foot hole, the concrete gave way. You could see the steel beam of the bridge through there, and these cars were like, it was destroying these cars' wheels. And they finally ended up they came out there that night and put one of the big, those big metal plates that they put over holes. We can drive over it until they can fix it.
Right.
It's like, That's pretty scary, man. An 8-foot hole in this bridge. Driving a motorcycle, man, you're just your history.
Yeah, speaking of that, not similar, but we had all this rain up here. You know, we had a couple of our dams almost like they had evacuations.
Yeah, I kept meaning to ask you about that because I kept seeing that on the news, all the flooding up there.
Yeah,
it sounded like it was getting bad.
It's been bad here. We've got one area in our basement, the unfinished part, that leaks bad, and we've been just like cycling towels through there. But one of the cars up north of us in Newego, it went into this. He didn't get hurt, thankfully, but if you saw the picture, there was a sinkhole, and he said it looked like water because like it's flooded everywhere up there. So he just went and drove through it, and it just went right in there.
Right
and I'm
down.
Like,
yeah,
crazy.
That would be scary.
Yeah. Traveler says just draw a circle around my whole city. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be happening, like you say, in St. Louis. It's so bad. Did they? Okay, forgive me, geography. They don't get any snow there, or if they do, it's very minimal.
Oh yeah,
do they?
No, they get a decent amount of snow.
So they get the frost freeze.
We...
That's the issue. It's the frost freeze, and it just like moves buckles it.
Right, and you know, I think St. Louis is losing population. There's not near as many people who live downtown as there was 20, 30 years ago. So they're losing money. They don't have the tax base. They're just talking about how much sewer they have to replace. They're going to have to do something about it pretty soon because they're getting in really bad shape. So I'm sure they don't have a lot of money to pour toward fixing the roads and stuff, but they are pretty rough.
Well, those cities have to reinvent themselves. You know, like Denver did that. Now Denver is the place to be. You know, you just got to have somebody in the city that's willing to, whatever it is, invest in the city.
Yeah, and St. Louis has not found that yet.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I used to love to go there when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it. But it's a very different city.
Right. The frickin' St. Louis is Kansas City, right? Kansas City Chiefs, right?
No, St. Louis Cardinals play there, the baseball team. And then they used to have a football team. Used to have St. Louis. Well, they used to have St. Louis Cardinals football, and then they changed to the St. Louis Rams.
Oh, okay, that's
out
right.
West.
Okay, I was thinking it was the Chiefs.
Kansas City's a couple hours away.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to do the Spark update since Bubba Suda Spark, if you want to throw that up there. But I got this email twice, which was weird. But hi, starting April 21st, which is, I think it's past that. What day is it today? 22. Walmart stores in your area will be beginning batching grocery and .com orders in the same trip for curbside pickup. What's new? Grocery and .com will be part of the same trip, but will remain in separate bags with clear labels with scheduled delivery for grocery orders or GMD for .com orders. Obviously, you scan them just like anything else. But what I don't understand is like, and I don't know if Bubba Sue has seen it, but are you seeing like trips being bigger now? You can take that off, Larry. Are you seeing trips that are being bigger now? Like instead of like 2 drop-offs, you have like 5 or 6. And if that's the case, because I haven't done Spark in probably a month. That's the case. She hasn't seen it. I'm just wondering if the pay is the same. Like, are they just like adding like a couple dollars, or is it like more? I haven't really seen much on the internet about it, so we know Larry doesn't do it.
Yeah, I did get that message though. You did get that email.
Did you?
I think. Yeah, I got it yesterday. Yeah, I still get stuff from them and still keep it all and everything. Oh, but murder capital of the U.S. Where are you talking about, Bubba Sue? Talking about St. Louis?
Is it?
It's always in like top 3.
Murder capital of the U.S. Let's see what the Goog says.
Yeah.
So this is AI. It says New Orleans, Memphis, and St. Louis.
Yeah.
St. Louis has historically had one of the highest per capita.
Yeah, per capita. That's what I meant. Not actual people.
Yeah, New Orleans topped the list with 46 to 53.8 homicides per 100,000 people. Oh my God, that's wild. Well, hey, I can't talk shit because Flint in Michigan here used to be the biggest, so I can't really say much. But not Grand Rapids, thank God.
Yeah, thank goodness.
All right, patreon.com/the Gig Econ podcast. There we are going to talk about Uber buying some more, or doing with another ad. So she got 3 ads. That ain't bad in an hour.
That's not.
Uber now owns 11.5% of Lucid. We're going to talk about that. And then also 1/3 of millennials now rely on gig payments and tips as primary income, which is
That's scary.
bananas. So yeah, check it out. Hey, you know where you don't get an ad, Bubba Sue, on the Patreon. Patreon.com/the Gig Econ podcast. We'll be there at 8:10. I was going to say, I read it as 8:02. In 8 minutes at 8:10. You can join us there. And yeah, we'd love to have you. Larry, any gig work this weekend?
Let me think what's going on. Yeah. We don't have anything going on this weekend, so I will be out and about.
I will not be out and about. Going north to open the cabin. We try to do it in April so that when we go in May, we can enjoy the time and not have to do work. So I will not be doing any of gig work this weekend. So.
Alrighty.
All right. And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road.
All right. We'll see you on the Patreon. 7 minutes.
See you on the Patreon. Good night, everybody.